Alright everyone, Joe back again to do another vinyl update. This is vinyl update number 3. This is like my 6th attempt at filming this now. My phone just sort of decides to do whatever it wants. Right now in the background we're listening to The Record by Fear. Haven't heard it in a long time, so I thought I would chuck it on. And yeah, I've just showed some stuff what I've picked up fairly recently, like the last sort of like couple months or whatever. So I thought, got that one done. Oh. Right, what have we got? Well, this is Violent Affair by Self-Destruct. This is a side project by members of like The Unseen and A Global Threat and stuff. This is from 2001 on Punkcore Records. It's getting pretty hard to find now. So, especially over here, like it's not the sort of record that you see come up on eBay. But yeah, I thought I have to have it. So I picked it up. Alright, next we've got the Mob 47 EP by Mob 47. This is a Finnish hardcore band. This is a reissue on Havoc Records. Great record. You know, fantastic hardcore at its finest. Alright, next we've got, this is probably my favourite oxymoron record ever. This is Crisis Identity. This is like, you never see it come up anywhere. So I had to get this. Yeah, great. I'm glad I got this finally. Been after it for a while. Next, this is a band called Lumpin. This is, or I don't think that's how you pronounce it. This is like a UK 82 style band, but they're from Barcelona, and this came out a couple of years ago. The production is very UK 82 style, that kind of like 80s punk worship. Yeah, it's really good actually. You can hear all those bands like Dead Wretched and like GB8, all that kind of stuff in it. It's just really cool and it sounds great. I love it. I know they've got a new record coming out soon, so I'm looking forward to that, but until then this will have to do because this is the first one, so this is great. I'm just going to open a beer. Hope everyone's doing alright. But yeah, I thought I'd just say, well actually, I really appreciate everyone like checking my channel out so far and like watching my videos, because like I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm kind of just sort of like talking to a camera in my room. And yeah, so far people, you know, have liked it, so I really appreciate that. Obviously I'm still getting used to talking on the camera and that on my own, so I hope I'm not coming across too wooden and that, so thank you very much. I'm going to show a 10-inch actually. This is Total Fucking Bollocks by Bollocks. This is a Japanese street punk band from the 90s. Back when I was a kid, I found like this sort of Russian punk MP3 download website or something. It was like some weird like thing where you could download all these like obscure bands, and I guess the name drew me to it. You know, being like a 15-year-old kid, so I downloaded it and I loved it. I used to listen to this a lot actually, so I came across this on eBay and I couldn't believe it. I didn't really think of it until, you know, I hadn't thought of it until now. So I picked this up and yeah, great. It's just great to have, because obviously like a lot of nostalgia and stuff, like listening to this when I was younger, and now I own it. You know, a physical copy of it, which is great. You know, unfortunately it's on a 10-inch, but you know, it's great to have. Great to have. So I'm glad I got that. All right, LPs. All right, this is Bootlicker. This is like a Canadian hardcore band. This is from like a couple of years ago, 2020, I think this is from. They sound a lot like real early Discharge, like sort of like the 7 inches and like Why, that kind of era before Hear Nothing came out. Just great, like so good. I can't stop listening to this, and I've only just picked up a copy, but I've been listening to this sort of when it came out, like online or whatever. So good. Like, I really hope this band get more recognition over the next couple of years, because fantastic. And I hope they do more stuff. I think this is their like debut album or whatever, but really good. It's real short, like, you know, in proper like classic style, like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, something like that. But it's really worth checking out. If you like that kind of thing and you haven't heard of them, definitely go for it. Definitely. I'm just gonna have it. Oh, that's my empty can. I'm just gonna go for a drink. So I don't know if my videos are like too short or whatever, or too long or whatever. So I'm just going with it right now. All right, something a bit power pop. So this is a UK power pop band called the Speedways. I think they're from London. This is their like debut album, and it's like, this is a second pressing or third pressing or something, because original pressing has a different cover. But this is just another regular summer. If you like bands like the Exploding Hearts, like Elvis Costello and the Attractions, like the real early Elvis Costello stuff, like that kind of stuff, you will really like this. I think this is their best record so far. The second one's great, I've got that as well, but this is my favourite one. It's so good. Like, the songs are just so well written, and the hooks are fantastic. It's real good. Like, I really hope this band get bigger, because their music's brilliant, and like, it's just like, it's great. I love it. So definitely check this out if you like that kind of thing. I am just going to flip the record over. Bear with me a sec. All right. Right, so this is like some weird, like, beat up, dirty copy of like Do Anything You Want to Do by Eddie and the Hot Rods, like 12-inch single. That is it, basically. It's just like, I found it in a shop, and it's like real dirty, and it's got like a sticker on it. I don't really know whether it's like, this is like the official like single version or whatever, or it's like a DJ thing or whatever, but I couldn't resist. It's a great song, one of the best songs ever, but yeah, it's got like some horrible sticker on it, and it almost looks like it's just been slapped on, and they've just gone, yeah, fuck it, whatever. But great song, and like great band, you know, fantastic. Alright, so this is Chelsea by Chelsea, probably my favourite opening track of an album ever. I'm on fire. This record to me is like, it's, as far as like 70s punk, when I think of 70s punk, like this record comes up every time. I love it. Start to finish is great. All their records are great. I think they're one of those bands where even over time, like, they're still so consistent and their music doesn't get bad. Like, you know, there are points where it aren't as strong as others, but like, you watch them live now and you think like they shouldn't be as good as they are, but they're great. Like, they've been going so long and they still do it. Like, do you know what I mean? They still proper go for it, like, you know. So, but this is fantastic. I'm so glad I have this now. All right. This is Nightbirds. This is The Other Side of Darkness by Nightbirds. So Nightbirds, if you don't know who Nightbirds are, they're like an 80s style, you know, an 80s style kind of like US punk. They're kind of like the Adolescents, very surfy, like got a lot of surf influence, like Agent Orange. You could hear all that. I think they're from New York, you know, but like they've got a very sort of like, you know, Californian style, like sound. They just nail that whole American like 80s sound that everyone loves, you know. And yeah, I mean, they're now on Fat Records, like, so they're like, you know, they're getting bigger, you know what I mean? Their Fat Records are really good as well. They don't sound like how when people think of Fat Records and you think of like NoFX and Lagwagon and all those kind of bands, they kind of have like a similar sound. Like, they still sound like Nightbirds. Like, you know, you can tell that Fat Mike was like, he loves that kind of music, so he wanted to make sure that they stay doing that kind of stuff. I think this is their debut album. It's brilliant, real good. Definitely check it out if you like that kind of thing. Alright, this is a band, I don't actually know where they're from. I think they might be Canadian, I'm not sure, but they're called Mets, if you can see. Mets. This is Mets 2. Mets 2. It's like embossed, the cover's like embossed. Yeah, so Mets are like, I guess they're like a noise rock band. This is on Sub Pop Records. They're kind of like a real noisy Nirvana. I know that's quite sort of cliche being like Sub Pop and like, you know, but they are like a band I don't really know a lot about, to be honest, but I've kind of not long been into them, but I don't know, they're cool, like real cool. They're kind of a bit different. They're very much like, you know, you can hear you can hear the influence of like bands like, I don't know, like Big Black and all that kind of stuff. But they're great. If you like noise rock and like, if you like punk, you'll like this, because I consider them a punk band, to be honest. Just, you know, like a noisy Nirvana. Real good, real good. Really good players as well, you know. Oh, hello. Oh yeah. Alright, next. This is a Welsh, like thrashy hardcore band. This is Grand Relapse by Piece of Tramp. Piece of Tramp are like a 3-piece, like, just, I guess, hardcore punk, like straight up, you know, no bullshit really. Lot of humour. They're just great. Lot of songs like Millions of Dead Goths and like Stop Being a Racist Cunt. Yeah, real good. Yeah, great band. As you can tell, the cover's kind of like, it's a lot of fun. This is on TNS Records. I don't know whereabouts in Wales they're from, but, you know, real good, real good. Alright, next. Oh, this is the debut solo record by Lars Frederickson from Rancid. Yeah, if you know Lars, if you like Rancid, you'll like this. It's like Billy Bragg style, just singer-songwriter style stuff. There's a couple songs that are covers. One of them's a UK Subs cover, Tomorrow's Girls. There's a Kiss cover on there. There's a song he does which in his other band, Lars Frederickson and the Bastards, that's on here. And then there's an Old Film Casual song, and there's like, yeah, it's real good. Like, each side is the same, so side A and side B are identical. Yeah, if you like Rancid and you haven't checked this out yet, I recommend it, because yeah, it's just good to have. And I love Lars, and I don't care what anyone says, like it was uncool, whatever, to like Rancid. This is a great record. I love Rancid, so glad I got this. Alright, last but not least, this is Lucifer 2 by Lucifer. This is kind of a different record to what I've just been showing. So Lucifer are a 70s style hard rock, heavy rock, whatever band they're from Sweden, but there is Nick Anderson from the Helicopters, and he originally played drums in a band called Entombed, like a death metal band from Sweden, then the Helicopters and Imperial State Electric, and even he was in the MC5 for a while, like the reunited MC5 with Wayne Kramer in like the early 2000s. He's done loads of stuff, but he's now playing drums in a band called Lucifer with his wife. He wasn't the original member. The first album had different members, but this is them two together. They've sort of changed the sound and made it a bit more sort of like 70s style. If you like bands like, you know, sort of like proto metal, like Black Sabbath and like, you know, Pink Fairies and, you know, all that kind of stuff, mixed with like, I don't know, it's just, they're just so good. Like this is one of my favourite records of the last, you know, 5 or 6 years or whatever. I love this one so much. Out of all their albums, this is my favourite one. They've now got 4, you know, Lucifer 1, 2, 3, 4. This is Lucifer 2. If you like that kind of thing, definitely worth checking out. It's just, even the production is just like so great. Like everything about it, all their gear is like vintage gear. Yeah, I can't say enough about it, to be honest. If I recommend a record to anyone, is this one. If you know, even hear stuff like Kiss on there, and like, you know, it's just great. Like, you know, Kiss, Black Sabbath. It's very Black Sabbath. It's still kind of doomy. The first album's a lot doomier. It's got, the first one had Gaz Jennings from Cathedral on it. So it's still got elements of that kind of sound a bit, but it's a bit more of a sort of like straight ahead kind of 70s Scorpion style record. But it's great. I love it. So yeah, that is my last show. That was Vinyl Update 3. By the looks of it, my phone actually recorded the whole thing this time, which is nice. So yeah, as I said, thanks very much for watching. I hope that it's not shit or whatever. Thanks to everyone who subbed. and checked out my, you know, other videos and that. So yeah, all right. Well, hopefully see you next time in the next video if I have, you know, other stuff to show. So anyway, thank you very much. Cheers.